Everyone, it's Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it's day 3 of our April 2022 release, and I have a fun pop box card to share with you today. So I'm using the new Thanks outline dies, the new Thanks stamp set, our new Girl Gnome dies, our Gnome Spring Add Ons, our Mushroom dies, our Spring dies 2, our Rainbow dies, along with the new Mother's Day and Mother's Day outline dies. So I went ahead and I put this gnome together. And there will be a video of that on release day if you want to watch me put those together. But for now, I'm just showing you the put together butterfly gnome. Adorable. And I'm just going to put an extra layer of white cardstock behind it just because I want to hide all my mess. So right now I've got a piece of cardstock that is 5.5 inches by 5 inches. And I'm scoring it at 3/4 of an inch, 1 3/4 of an inch, 3 1/4 of an inch, and 4 1/4 of an inch. And this is paper tray ink white cardstock. So 5.5 by 5. I'm making an A2 sized landscape card today. So what you do is you're going to fold it on all those lines. I used my Martha Stewart scoreboard on my Teflon bone folder, and I want to reinforce those folds with my Teflon bone folder. So quickly, I'm just doing that. So this is super easy stuff. And there we go. And now I'm pulling out Lawn Fawn's watercolor cardstock. And this is 1/8 of an inch smaller than an A2 size card base. And I'm just going to put that down on the front of the landscape A2 size card. So there we go. So that's that beautiful watercolor Wishes from Lawn Fawn. It's gorgeous. There we are. And now I'm going to apply this little pop box, I think it's called the pop box mechanism, to the bottom. This is a Jennifer McGuire technique. You can check one of her videos out. She's much better at explaining it than me. But what you're going to want to do is line up the first little edge along the bottom of that card base. So I'm lining that up, that folded edge, with the bottom of that A2 size card base. And then I'm going to apply some tape runner to the back of both the ends of both of that little boxes. And I'm going to line that up in the middle, and you see that I made a box that folds. So now I cut out the little grass piece using the mushroom dies, and that's a piece of paper tray ink white cardstock cut at 5.5 inches wide. So the same width as the card that I'm making. So I'm making a little hill to pop up on that pop box card front. There we go. So you'll see that I'm using an acrylic block just to weight that down. I was using art glitter glue just along the the edges of the blades of grass. So now that is the Thanks stamp set, and that is stamped on American Crafts white cardstock with VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. And now I'm using the banner dies, or wait a second, sentiment strips dies. Sorry, how awesome are those? And that is the Thanks stamp set and the Thanks outline die there that I was using. And I'm just going to line those all up, and I'm using some highlighter tape to tape them in place. And I'll run that through my Gemini machine. All my die cutting was done with the Gemini. So now I'm lining up my grass hill, and I'm just going to take a pencil and run it along the back. I just want to know where to cut it off and have enough room to hide that little box pop box front. There we go. So that's what I did. So now I'm going to apply some ATG tape to the front of that pop box. And then I will line up that little grassy hill on the front of it. There we go. So easy peasy stuff. And you'll notice that when it's flat, it will still fit in an A2 sized envelope. So you want to make sure that everything you apply to that card base does not go outside of that card base. So now I'm going to add on my little beautiful butterfly gnome. She's so sweet. And I'm just going to pop her on the front of the card. And I want to make sure that she does not pop up past that card front. Just making sure I don't have any ATG tape sticking out. And now I will apply her to the front of the card. So isn't that fun? Super fun stuff. And now I'm going to be adding on, you'll see that I cut out some rainbow, the clouds from the rainbow dies. I cut that out of CTI Glamma translucent paper, which is just vellum. I cut out 3 of them. and I'm going to decide what I'm going to do here with them. So I'm just going to use some glue dots rolled up, and I'm going to apply these vellum clouds. Now the trick is not to show your adhesive, right? So I'm going to pop one of these clouds behind my little gnome butterfly, and then I'm going to have two on the background. I have my glue dots cut in half just because I don't have any small ones. And I'm going to pop those two little clouds in place in the upper right corner of this card base. So fun stuff, nice and easy, right? And there we go. And I've got the butterflies are cut out using these spring dies too. And that was also cut out, they were cut out of the Watercolor Wishes Lawn Fawn pad in purple, just to go along with what I've got going on. Now I'm adding my thanks sentiment. I love the outline dies. Now you don't have to use outline dies, but they sure make life easy, right? And now I'm going to pop up the two little sentiments on the front of the card too. So this, when I'm done, will say, thanks for being an amazing mom, because the little gnome girl is holding the word mom. And there we go. So I just want to put these little butterflies down, and I'm just using some glue on the ones that are on the back of the card base. So just quickly, I'm just going to do that. Or I'm actually using little pieces of glue dot rolled up. I lied. And then I'm just going to pop them up. I'm just putting the glue dot in the center of each of those butterflies, just to make things easy. And there we go. So we roll up the little dot, and then I'll put that behind the next one. And I'm covering up the dots that I used to hold the little clouds down. Those are my favorite clouds from Jaded Blossom, from the rainbow dies. And now I'm just grabbing some foam tape from Stampin' Up. It's actually Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. I just sort of cut the edge. And then I'm going to pop up that little sentiment on the cloud and partially on my little girl gnome butterfly. I love her hat. Isn't it cute? Just too darn cute. And like I said, if you want to see me put them together, I'm going to put all of those videos onto the release and the release and review videos right at the end, and then you can watch me put the little gnome girls together. And there we go. So thanks for being an amazing mom. Super cute, right? And it was so easy to do once you know the measurements. So now I have a piece of American Crafts cardstock. I'm just using the flat side, and I'm going to stamp a sentiment that says Happy Mother's Day, and that's from the Mother's Day stamp set. That's a new one. And I'm going to stamp that with a stamp positioner. And then I will cut it out using the Mother's Day outline dies. So I'm just going to line that up, use that highlighter tape. I think they call it Easy C tape, whatever, it's the same. It comes off really easy, and I'll run that through my Gemini machine. And now I'm just going to add a 1-inch strip of paper from Lawn Fawn's Perfectly Plaid Rainbow 6-inch pad. That's the same as her little dress that she's wearing on the front of the card. And I will cut off the overhang. I like to use my grid Stampin' Up! Pad to line things up. And then I'm going to add that little sentiment to the inside that says Happy Mother's Day, just with some art glitter glue. And then that is it. So cute, right? So there we go. And look at that little popped up card design. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog and get inspired, the Jaded Blossom store. And maybe, put your order in for the Gotta Have It Now. That's available till the end of tonight. And that is all. Otherwise, everything will be for sale starting on Friday a la carte in the store. So thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.